stems.
Thanks. Whatever. Did I miss something? This big hair back?
What the hell is that?
A dress.
Says who?
Calvin Klein.
You're getting on the freeway!
Amber, my plastic surgeon doesn't want me doing any activity where balls fly at my nose.
Well, there goes your social life.
Rated PG-13.
Ew, as if. Clueless supersized watch-along episode starts right now. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Couch Potato Podcast. With me, as always, is Lucas. Lucas, how's it going?
It's going, man. I'm learning to live with no sleep.
Well, that comes with the territory. You made that bed, so now you have to lie in it.
That is very true.
It sounds like you just committed a major crime, but all you did was had a kid.
I do love my son very much, though.
Well, good. I hope so, because you can't return them. There's not like a 30-day return policy on them.
Well, that's a bunch of malarkey.
Hey, man, I don't make the rules. It's just how it is, all right? All right. This is a very special episode. We are going back to our roots. We're doing a watch-along episode.
Yeah, this is what we used to do. This is what we started off with.
Yeah, that's before like people quit listening after an hour because they got sick of us.
Well, we get sick of us after an hour, too.
Yeah, it's true. Like, it just comes with it. It's like, hey, can you shut up now? You've been talking for an hour. That's 59 minutes too much.
Yeah. Your 1 minute of fact was good enough.
Yeah. Well, we put up a poll, and we had you guys vote. I come up with a movie. Lucas suggested one. Our producer, Adam. And then we had Luke and Jen, who are frequent collaborators. They've done many episodes with us. And, of course, as always, Jen's selection won. She suggested Clueless, and you guys voted for Clueless, so that's what we're doing.
I was clueless as to what was going to win. Ha-ha!
If I had one of those buttons, which actually I do have a board that can do that, but I just have been lazy and haven't bothered to play around with it yet.
I mean, honestly, that joke wasn't worth it. That was the worst dad joke that I've come up with so far.
Somebody that listens to our show will find that funny. I don't know who.
Probably my girlfriend.
Yep. Since she's one of the 3 people that listen to us on a regular basis, she'll find it funny because it's from you.
Yeah.
The other people,
So funny.
the 2 other people listen to us like, all right, we're done with this. We've given you guys enough time. And just shut it off.
I'm canceling this shit now.
All right, well, this one's going to operate a little differently than the old ones. We are going to keep the categories, which seem to be a big hit with everyone. But we're going to do them at the end of the movie. So we're going to watch the movie, kind of shoot shit while it's going on. Lucas and I also haven't seen this movie in a long time, being busy fathers. We just didn't have time to sit down and watch it beforehand. So I don't know how great this episode's going to turn out. But, hey, you know what? Fuck it, we're not getting paid for this anyways.
It'll be as good as every other episode.
That's right. Maybe a 5 out of 10.
Hey, you know what? I'm good with half.
All right. Well, I'm going to run down the tail of the tape real quick, and then we'll kick this off. This movie was released on July the 19th, 1995. This stars Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, Brittany Murphy, Paul Rudd, Donald Faison, and that's all I had down on my notes. I thought I had somebody else. I was looking at my notes and thought I had somebody else written down there. I guess not. See, look, we're already unprepared.
You know what? Fuck it. And the other person that's in this movie.
There's a bunch
who's in it.
There's a bunch of people that you'll see at one point that you will recognize. So we're just going to call them those. Oh, I know him. It's almost like the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV screen.
Yeah.
The meme, which I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Directed by Amy Heckerling, who you may know. She done Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She also did Look Who's Talking.
I didn't know the second one. I knew the first one.
Yeah, Look Who's Talking, the best baby monologue movie ever made.
How many others were there?
There's Look Who's Talking 2. There's Look Who's Talking Now. Which one had the dogs?
It had to have been now because I think 2 was another baby.
Yeah, 2 is the other baby with Roseanne Barr. And yeah, the third one had the dogs.
I don't know that I've seen the third one, and I'm probably pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not missing much. Just more of the look who's talking stuff. Rotten Tomatoes score on this one is 81% from critics and a 76% audience score.
It's pretty good for a comedy.
Yeah. Box office, it made $56 million on a $12 million budget. This movie was actually a pretty big hit when it came out. And then it just kind of grew in stature as the years have gone on.
Yeah, were you in high school? This came out?
I was in high school, so I can relate to a lot of the stuff in this.
Yeah, I think, and I believe my sister would have been in high school then as well.
I think
I think she watched the shit out of this movie. So
I think everybody has watched the shit out of this movie, and we'll get into that a little bit during the movie. But this movie still is very relevant. 26 years later?
I don't know how to math, but yes, we will go with that.
Yeah, you guys, last year was the 25th anniversary, 26 years.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. You're a lot smarter than me.
I'm not going to lie. I have a calculator right here, so I just did it while I was talking to you. You can currently stream this movie on HBO Max. So we got another. It seems like every other movie we do now, you can stream it somewhere. So next week's movie probably won't be available anywhere.
Sounds about right.
All right, so we're going to get ready to count you guys down so you can hit play when we hit play. And, of course, that's me switching over to our video presentation, so don't mind that. You'll probably hear that chime again. I think our producer can cut that out.
Yeah, if not, we're not professionals. We don't get paid to do this.
This isn't like a high structured like professional setup here. Like I'm in my kitchen looking out my kitchen window. Lucas has a wife beater on in his kitchen.
Yep. And and you can probably hear my dog chewing her bone underneath me and dropping it on the floor every once in a while. So, fuck it.
Yeah, Lucas's mic setup is a lot less professional than mine. I'm at least using a Rode microphone, which you can buy for $99 if you decide that you could do this better than us, which you probably could.
They're doing it better than us, and they're not even fucking doing a podcast.
That's right. All right, well, enough of us chit-chatting. That'll probably be one of the things we get dinged on eventually. Is like, yeah, you guys just don't get into the movie soon enough. You guys just sit there and shoot the shit, and we don't really care about what's going on in your personal lives.
Yeah, you know what? We're best friends. We want to talk to each other.
That's right, and this is the only time we get to talk to each other anymore because Lucas decided to go have a kid.
That is fair.
All right, so in 3, 2, 1, hit play. And now, of course, we've got the iconic Paramount logo.
I wonder what mountain is that?
I don't know, but this is like the second Paramount movie we've done in like the last few weeks, so Paramount should start sending us a little bit of a kickback since we promoted the shit out of their movies.
I just thought of it this opening. That looks exactly like the logo for that thing you do.
It does. It kind of has that, what was that Brendan Fraser movie that also had Alicia Silverstone in it?
I don't know.
Blast from the Past.
Sure.
And I don't know why this looks like a teen commercial from the 90s.
Yeah, this is like a Mentos commercial.
Or a Noxzema.
I used to use Noxzema.
Didn't we all at that age?
Well, you kind of had to, and then they got rid of the alcohol, so it didn't burn like a son of a bitch when you use it anymore. It wasn't even worth it.
Right. Now, Lucas, I know you're a big clothes guy. Like, do you have this kind of program set up at your house?
I don't, but I just pick up a wife beater, and I'm like, that looks good. I'll wear that today.
Yeah, gray looks good on me today, so I'm just going to wear that.
Well, I was wearing my Metallica Master of Puppets shirt earlier. Decided to swap it out for the wife beater because that is my call visual while we're doing this. Mm-hmm. So eventually, if we ever do video, people can be like, "Ugh, put a shirt on."
Yeah, come on, Lucas. You're not built like John Cena.
I'm built like John Cena's fat cousin.
Sal Cena.
Sal Cena.
And there's Alicia Silverstone's dad, Dan Hedaya.
I've seen him in something.
See, that's what I was telling you. He's like one of those people that like you don't know the name, but you know you've seen him in something before.
Right.
I think you would probably remember him best as he's the dad of Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan in Night at the Roxbury.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
You know what? I get shit all the time, but I don't like that movie. I think that movie's fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, it's a comedy, so it's subjective, you know?
Well, I've had this problem with Saturday Night Live skits. Like, I really think there's been a few that have worked. Like, I think Wayne's World, those skits have worked really well as a movie. The Blues Brothers started out as a Saturday Night Live skit, but, like, Coneheads, I'm not a fan of. I don't like Ladies Man.
Really? You don't like Coneheads?
No.
Man, I love Coneheads.
I don't like... what else has there been of Saturday Night Live? There's Ladies Man, there's Coneheads, Superstar. Don't like that one.
I've seen Superstar like once or twice, and I don't know. I laughed a few times, like when she sticks her fingers in her armpits and sniffs it. I think that's kind of funny, but
yeah,
that's about it. He agrees. See, she agrees. Hilarious.
She must love Superstar. She's probably cussing me out in dog.
How dare you disrespect my movie?
And see, here's another. Go ahead.
Yeah, Scrubs, right?
Yep, Scrubs. A classic.
What the fuck is that hat?
I believe that's a Kango. Or a knockoff Kango. And I tell you what, back as a youngster, I would probably say that both Alicia Silverstone and Stacey Dash were on the Mount Rushmore of crushes that I had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was obviously younger than you guys. But yes. I think the first time I saw Alicia Silverstone was in the Aerosmith video.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if she was in anything before this, but yeah, she started to become kind of like the new it girl from those, because she was in Crazy. What was that? Fallen? Or there's Crying, Crazy, and I forget the other one. But yeah, she was in that. Then like this pretty much made her like a superstar.
Yeah. And then she disappeared after this. Superstar and then gone.
Well, when I did get a little time to research this, I was actually wondering what happened to her. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was in quite a few movies like after this, but I think really the Batman and Robin being in that was kind of like the decline. Like, okay, like Alicia Silverstone's kind of like forgotten. I did read that she got a lot of shit. Like they were calling her Fat Girl, which I didn't understand.
Fat Girl?
Yeah, like she was getting a lot of shit for her weight, which I never really understood.
Yeah, unless we're talking about her rear, maybe her rear end.
No, I mean it just she got picked on for her weight a lot, which I didn't really. Yeah,
I'm confused by that.
Yeah, and I think between that and then like Batman and Robin being an absolute dumpster fire.
Oh, that movie's fucking awful.
She just kind of faded. She stopped. I was reading like she stopped really giving a shit. Like she just kind of took a step back, and now she kind of got out of the limelight for a while, and now she does where she kind of picks and chooses what she wants to do. If it's something that she likes, she's going to do it, but she's not going to do something just because, oh, hey, this is going to be like a $200 million summer movie. You should do it. You know, or something like that.
She probably makes a living off of this movie.
Well, I don't think they really get too many residuals off of it. I did see that I think Paramount Plus is redoing the Babysitters Club TV show, and she's going to be a part of that.
Is that like an old movie?
Yeah, it's Paramount Plus or HBO Max is redoing it. It's based off books that I never read. Man, there's another guy. Like, I really liked Breckin Meyer, and I don't know why he never become a bigger star.
I feel like that isn't he a kid that kind of just plays a stoner in everything?
Yeah, like I seen him recently in my wife watches that show Good Girls that has Christina Hendricks and Retta and I think her name's Mae Whitman. He showed up.
Heard of it.
It's about these housewives who end up they rob a grocery store, and then they kind of get a taste for the money, and they become criminals.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's got the girl from
Mad Men and Retta's in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, and then there's the girl that was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. We're on the same page now. We're figuring it out.
All right.
I do apologize. I have not eaten dinner yet. I know it's like 9:30 and that's a crime, but I'm going to eat while we watch, if you don't mind.
As long as we don't get what episode was that where we were recording and I think it was when we tried like the first attempt at Die Hard, and it sounded like you're eating fucking fries out of like a McDonald's bag, and you just hear the crinkling of this bag for like 5 minutes. Because I think I texted our producer Adam, who was on the show when we tried to record the first time. I was like, I really wish somebody would tell him to shut up. And there's Paul Rudd, who looks identical to how he looks right now.
I wish I could age like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, like I wish I could too. Like I probably age like Paul Rudd's dad. Paul Rudd's younger or older than I am, and I probably look like his dad.
He really does look pretty much the same, though.
Mm-hmm. When I was doing a little bit of research, he wasn't the first actor that was considered for this role, too, or had an audition for it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
Really?
Yeah. He's actually another character in this movie he auditioned for as well, and we'll get into that down the road. But yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Well, I think I read, well, maybe I don't know. Should I save it? I read about Paul Rudd auditioning for this movie. Should I save that for the research corner?
Well, essentially, we've got an hour and 37 minutes of research corner, so you can bring it up now if you want.
Okay. I read that Paul Rudd actually auditioned for every role in this movie.
Even the dad?
I don't know about the dad, but...
Did he audition as Wallace Shawn, the teacher?
Now I feel like my research sucks.
Well, you said every role. I was just like trying to narrow it down.
Yeah, that's what it said. It said he auditioned for like every role.
Even Julie Brown as the gym teacher?
It says he auditioned for every male role in the film, including Murray. Rudd didn't realize the character was meant to be black.
Well, you know what? You can't help but try, you know?
He gave it his best shot.
Yeah, like I was just looking at there was a ton of pretty big names now that auditioned for roles in this movie. Like you and I were talking before the break, the role of Cher, Reese Witherspoon and Sarah Michelle Gellar had auditioned for this too.
Yeah, I saw that the director though was, as soon as she saw her in the Aerosmith video, said that she was the one.
Yeah, she didn't have to audition for it. They just gave it to her.
I wish people would just give me a job like that.
Yeah, me too. Like, do I have to really interview for this? Can I just have it?
So I wonder what it's like to just be rich in Hollywood and just be able to spend whatever the fucking money you want, like they do. They're constantly shopping and shit. You
know what? I think if anyone's listening to this, they should try to buy our show so we can do that. So then we can just come back 6 months, like the Clueless or the even more Clueless episode, where we just talk about we just spend money like it's going out of style.
We'll make sure we get that computer program for Windows 95 where we can where it can pick what we dress in.
Yeah,
Tell us
essentially
whether it's a match or not.
Yeah, essentially mine would be like, okay, am I going to pair the Iron Maiden shirt with like dark denim jeans or like colored?
I like how they try to make this nerdy teacher like super sexy. Don't think it's working. It's not doing it for me.
It does it for Wallace Shawn.
That's true.
Now, like real quick, like can you see Reese or Sarah Michelle Gellar as Cher? Because I personally don't.
Probably not Sarah Michelle Gellar. Maybe Reese Witherspoon, because she played kind of like a ditzy role. You know, smart but ditzy and cruel intentions. Or fuck that movie where she becomes a lawyer.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say she kind of has her own version of this as in Legally Blonde.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
At first,
I'm really bad at remembering movie names.
Well, when you said something about Cruel Intentions, I was about to say like Reese Witherspoon's not in that movie. Then I was like, yeah, she is. Like, just shut up, don't say anything.
I'm glad I was right about that.
Yeah.
Man, 90s fashion. Good Lord.
Yeah, I've got a joke that I've been purposely waiting to set up for when another character is introduced in this.
Yeah.
Speaking of casting what ifs, Breckin Meyer, actually, Owen Wilson was up for that role too, or had auditioned for it.
I can't see Owen Wilson being enough of a stoner loser.
If you could just to get the wow, or however he does that wow thing.
Yeah.
I see when you're talking about 90s fashion, like that's pretty much how I dressed.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to see some photos.
I'm sure they're cycling around somewhere.
Out on the internet?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, not on the internet. Maybe on MySpace.
Oh, wow. Showing our age here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're somewhere in Tom's catalog of photos.
Did she just say I was surfing the Crimson Wave?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. It's gross, but it's awesome.
I've heard it called many things, but that's the only time I've ever heard the Crimson Wave.
I like how everybody has a damn cell phone.
Well,
I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 18.
I was probably a little older than that. But when you've got money.
What's that?
Right. So I wonder if if you're casting a movie and you need a rich dad, do you just get Dan Hedaya?
He does look like a rich dad, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if he's still alive.
I don't know. I don't feel like I've seen him in anything recently. I hope he's still alive. People dying is really sad.
Yep, he's still alive.
Good.
I looked it up on Wikipedia. He established himself as a supporting actor, often playing sleazy villains or wisecracking supporting characters.
That's actually that's my official title on here too.
Yeah, he plays wisecracking supporting characters or sleazy co-host.
That is correct. Man. Paul Rudd, I feel like Paul Rudd still dresses this way. Sunglasses and everything. Probably the same $5 sunglasses from whatever gas station he got those from.
Now, I think this is one of the things that I think makes this movie so relatable is the fact that everybody who's learned how to drive has kind of experienced something, at least moments that are very similar to this movie. I mean, I never hit a mirror on a car or ran into the side of a car while practicing driving, but
I sure hope not.
No. I mean, I would have taken off and left the scene, but
just in, co-host of podcast goes to jail. for admitting a 25-year-old crime.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice at the beginning of this, she ran over like a fire hydrant.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably not a good idea.
Also, another thing you could tell, like, how these people are rich is they're driving, like, probably that year Jeep, whereas, like, if our first car is probably, like, a fucking 25-year-old shitbox.
It's like shaking as it goes down the road.
Yeah.
Our car is a massage chair by accident.
And a hookah, because there's, like, so much smoke billowing out of it.
And not even the weed smoke.
Right.
I'm going to start dressing like him.
I think you'd look distinguished like that.
I think eventually I'm going to have that hairline. I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but I'm getting pretty fucking close.
Yeah, mine's getting there, too.
You always wear a hat, though. You can never tell.
That's why I wear a hat. I feel out of my comfort zone now that I have a new job and, like, I can't wear one.
Oh, really? So was this normal in the 90s for you to just walk up to your teachers and just be like, hey, you need to change the way you look. You look like shit.
No, they'd probably tell me to get back to class. Or they'd ask to see my, like, aren't you supposed to be in, like, English right now? And I'd probably get written up.
I like how everybody is getting a nose job in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the third scene I've noticed people get, like, with the stuff over their face because they got a nose job.
That's what money will do for you. You know, I was reading, too, that Lauryn Hill, the singer from the Fugees and then the solo, she was auditioning for the role of Dionne.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because I think she's primarily acting at this time, too, because I know she was in one of the Sister Act movies. It was one or two.
Two.
Oh, it's two? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I know that movie. I like that movie.
Yep. Well, when we do the Sister Act episode in like year 9, I'm gonna let you take the lead. I'm gonna let you take the lead on that one.
When we run out of shit to watch.
Yeah, Sister Act followed by like, I don't know, like fucking Three Fugitives with Nick Nolte and Martin Short.
3 guys and a baby.
Oh, 3 men and a baby.
3 men and a baby. Yeah.
Yeah, or Turner and Hooch.
That's actually how I used to walk into school. People would clap for me.
I'd get booed for some reason.
Like how Dad's suspicious. Like, the fuck is going on here? How the hell did you get all A's?
Well, I would be a little suspicious if my kids turned in a report card and the ink on the grades is different.
Yeah. It does look like she wrote that in.
Oh, yeah. Well, some of it was red, some of it was blue, looking at my my computer monitor. Now, granted, it's not 4K resolution, so...
I'm rocking a 1080p laptop here, so...
I think mine's probably 720.
Nice.
I just grabbed one just to be able to have one. If somebody would buy our show, I could upgrade it to like a Mac or something.
Are we looking to get out of the podcasting business?
No, I want someone to pay us to do it. Is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, you said sell it, so I was like, it almost felt like we were trying to get out.
Like, hey, we will give you this much, and then we will pay you so much a week to do it. Like, all right, cool.
Sounds like a fucking deal to me.
Somebody's got to have a need for programming. Bad enough to pay us to do it.
I'm really confused as to, like, what the hell is going on here.
They're playing tennis.
I know, but man, what kind of awesome ass school is this? Like in gym class where they play tennis.
They had us play tennis at my high school.
Man, I didn't do any of this shit. It was go play basketball every fucking day.
Well, as severely underfunded as that school eventually became, they probably well, we used to have tennis rackets and tennis balls, but they're all beat to shit. So just, hey, it's basketball.
Yep. We got those. Makes me kind of sad to see Brittany Murphy.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Like, man, she was really good.
She was. Even though she's not necessarily in this, she was kind of a good-looking lady, too. In my opinion.
Oh, yeah. She is. Did they ever figure out what she passed away from?
I believe she died of pneumonia. Maybe like an overdose that led to pneumonia or some shit.
Yeah.
Pneumonia. But there was like I don't know. They thought maybe her husband had done it or something. Didn't her husband die a few days later too?
Yeah, I remember the circumstances were really, really weird. And I'm actually on Wikipedia because you know how factual that is.
Yeah. Tells you everything. As if. There's the famous line there.
Yeah, most likely it's going to be the King Kong Ain't Got Shit on Me award winner.
I know. I got a friend that wears his pants just like that still.
It's not me. I can't pull that look off. There's really nothing in here. I'd have to really do some reading, and I'm taken away from the show if I sit here and read.
Well, in either case, it's very sad she passed away.
It is.
His tray is the fucking skateboard. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. You never done that?
No. Didn't know that was an option. Actually, fun fact for you, I quit riding my skateboard because I almost got my ass beat because people were trying to steal it. So I decided that was the last of the skateboarding for me.
Well, that is a fun fact.
Fucking thing was expensive, too. It was like $300.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I didn't get it.
I'm glad you didn't get your ass beat for it.
Well, I did get punched in the head. But I got away. There was like 8 of them. I wasn't in the mood to die.
Not too many people are, man. It's just like, you know what? I want to keep living today.
Fuck it. What is she eating with a fork and a knife? Is that a piece of toast?
It looks like it's some kind of croissant sandwich. Damn it, Travis. Now, Lucas, did you watch your weight in high school like that?
No. I don't know if you remember me from around that time, Russ. I was kind of big. I like how she said she was 16. She looks like she's 23.
I'm still trying to figure out if I would be a part of that group or whether that still predates my later high school days.
Which group?
The Breckenmeyer group.
Oh, I was absolutely part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was part of I was popular, but I was also in with like the metal crowd. So, you know, all the people wearing, I don't know. But name your metal band from the 90s.
Oh, so like a Korn or...
Yeah. So I was in with those people.
Yeah, see, like, I was kind of the same way. Like, at the lunch table, I usually hung out with, like... Well, I don't know how to... They weren't losers because they were, like, really good dudes, but they weren't exactly the most. Well, one of them was, but then my best friend in high school was like the homecoming king.
Yeah, I mean,
So by
in our high
proxy,
school,
I was popular because my best friend was the homecoming king.
that works.
Yeah.
But the school we went to, I mean, we both went to the same high school, just several years later for me. It was really kind of inclusive.
Yeah, I did notice that like they didn't really do groups like they do in these.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, either people liked you or they didn't. And I can fucking respect that.
I'm glad that I got, accepted for being the weird kid. That was also pretty cool. Ooh, I bet you in this shot. All right, Paul Rudd, Smoter, and he pulled it off.
When I check out like what our stats look like, our demographic tends to skew a little younger. And I know for most of you listeners out there, they showed a relic of the 90s called a VHS tape. It was a gigantic hulking square cassette-looking thing that you stuck into an apparatus called a VCR.
That were very expensive. They were like $300 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, VHS tapes were pretty expensive too, weren't they?
Yeah, it was really weird how they did them. They'd only put certain movies out for sale. Like, as an example, to use a show that we've done, like Terminator 2, that probably would have went out for sale right right when it came out on VHS. But a lot of times they would do where you'd have to buy they would be like $100. There's like a really cool documentary on Netflix called The Last Blockbuster. It really goes into depth that whole structure of the video store and like tapes and how much they cost. I just remember I wanted to buy a copy of Kindergarten Cop when I was a kid, and I couldn't because it was $100.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was $96. And I'm like, nope.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
By the way, I totally didn't know that. I totally forgot that there was that Mentos part where she was doing the commercial, and I referenced it looking like a Mentos commercial earlier on.
Yeah.
That's just a happy coincidence, I swear. Look at that, the old Trapper Keepers. Us guys know what we use those for.
Yep.
From 6th grade up.
Hiding boners.
Hiding boners. Oh, you didn't use them for homework? Nope. Use them to hide that boner.
Actually, that might be the King Kong Ain't Got Shit on Me award winners, hiding boners. Talking about Trapper Keepers.
Is this the first movie that Brittany Murphy was in?
Do you know? That is an excellent question. I don't think that it is. However, I have Wikipedia. Here's another commercial looking thing too. This looks like the photo shoot for the Real World, when they introduce the cast.
Yes.
And then they're trying to.
Also, kind of looks like a fountain from Friends.
Actually, Clueless is her second feature film. She done some television prior to this. She was in Parker Lewis Can't Lose, Blossom, Sequest 2032, Murder One, and Frasier. Also had recurring roles on Party of Five, Boy Meets World, and Sister Sister.
That is some 90s
that is
throwing up all over you right there.
Yep. That's 90s as fuck right there.
Yes. Now, when she says, doesn't she look classic, is that meant to be an insult?
No, I don't think so. I mean...
Get out of my chair. That's what I do when I when it's time to record, I'm in my gaming chair here. Get out of my chair.
Is that also part of your dining room furniture too? There's
It
like
is.
3 chairs and a gaming chair.
My stepdaughter sits in this.
Oh, does she?
Yep.
I need to get one of those chairs too, but I don't know where I'd stash it when I'm not recording.
Just right in the middle of the floor.
Yep.
That's what I do.
I do notice there's a lot of plaid in this movie too.
Was that the thing back in the 90s?
Actually,
Plaid.
I was just I happened to see like Brittany Murphy's jacket, and
Yeah.
I'm on my notes for the movie, and it has during the film there are 53 different kinds of tartan plaid used, 7 of which are worn by Cher and 12 by the other major characters. It's like it was meant to be. Like I had to just dish that out. It's like
That's fact as fuck right there.
that's what this research corner is all about. Because I'm sure somebody out there. I wonder how much plaid was used in this movie. Now you know.
We're pretty excellent at what we do.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Did you ever go to a high school party like this?
Yes, I did.
I did not. I didn't know that.
Nobody dressed like Alicia Silverstone, but yeah.
Well, it was. Dancing all up on that bitch, huh?
You know, she's like the oldest cast member of this movie when they were filming it. She was 29.
Who was?
Stacey Dash.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She looks very young.
She does.
There's me dancing in the background, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, see, I totally identify with Breckin Meyer's character. That would have been something I would have done. Just like spilled something all over somebody's expensive like outfit and just like said some shit like small price to pay to the party gods and then pulled out a doob. Well, this will make everything better.
I'm pretty sure it does.
That also looks like me dancing too back there. The Jeremy Sisto character. As they say, rug cutter I am not.
Oh, everybody's just laughing. Side effect of weed.
And I completely forgot, like, they showed her smoking a J in this.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
You know, in this, that game that they did, they tried a number of different ways to get the cards to, like, stick when they kissed. And then I guess they had to eventually, like, lather everybody's lips up with chapstick to get that card to stick.
Huh. So, suck and blow is not a real game, apparently.
None that I had. That's the first and only time I've ever seen that was in this movie.
Yep, it's definitely unique. I'd never heard of it.
I've also never shaved my head at a party, too.
Well, like I said, I never went to one of these, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I would have either. Oh, shit. Don't call my mom. Well, she's going to see you when you get home, I'm sure, bud.
Yeah, unless it's like one of those... have you seen, like, where they spray paint, like, the balds, like, cover up bald spots?
Yeah. I'm going to get me one of them fucking Dr. Seuss cat in a hat hats. Okay.
Now, see, I would have never done that.
No.
No. Actually, at a party I would have gone to, if that dude would have done that, I'm sure he would have gotten his ass kicked.
Probably.
Because it's not like any of those kids can just go back and buy, like, oh, hey, I got to make a trip to Kroger again. I got to get more beer. This jackass just fucking spilt like 10 of them.
I feel bad for Ty in this movie. She's just trying to bang the skater, dude.
That's all she wanted.
Cher won't let her. Yep, that's how I would dance.
Also, that would have happened too. Just got hit randomly with something flying.
Also, how hard did that fucking shoe come off that she got knocked unconscious?
It may have not even been like the shoe. It may have been where it hit her at too. Damn, Cher's cock blocking. Poor Travis. Just can't fit in anywhere. Fucking stage dives at a party that really didn't require it.
And then gets cock blocked. Oh, look, he's trying to seduce the weird girl. That's nice. We all know so he can bang Cher. That's the end game. Barfing in the pool.
I have been that guy before.
It's a really nice swimming pool.
I did that at a college party once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking awesome. A watch doesn't go with this outfit.
Now, Lucas, come on. Like, tell me you haven't struggled with that before.
Yeah, you know, this super high-tech, beautiful watch that I'm wearing here. I'm like, you know, this doesn't really go with my Master of Puppets and whatever. I don't even like. I had short shorts on today. I was dad as fuck today.
How short are we talking? Are you talking about like Larry Bird circa 1984 short, or
not quite that short? Like right before in the 90s where your shit was down to your knees. It was right before that.
Okay. So you weren't quite AI, but yet you weren't quite Larry Bird.
Right.
Okay.
This does seem very rapey.
It does.
Are you stealing lawn ornaments, you fucking thief?
I, too, have done that at a party once.
I'm learning all kinds of shit about you from this movie.
It's basically just me. It's almost like confession, like stupid shit I did as a youth. Yeah, me and a mutual friend of ours stole like some, those like lawn flamingos?
Yeah.
Yeah, we stole them, put them in his car.
Somebody's mom came home like, where the fuck are my flamingos?
Man, I don't know what it is about Jeremy Sista, but he just looks like a creep.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's up to some no good shit.
Well, duh. I think when he kissed Cher, he kind of like, oh, hey, I've got a chance here. And it's like at some seedy end of town.
Well, I guess if you're going to pull over and try to fuck somebody in the car, it probably shouldn't be on the nice side of town.
I didn't catch what kind of car he had, but I'm going to guess it was like a BMW or a Mercedes. That's going to draw attention no matter where you're at.
I suppose that's true. As if. I can't do it.
I know
Me
I
saying
can't.
as if doesn't work.
I know I can't. Maybe I'll try it for the opening of the show, though.
Well, then I look very much forward to that.
It'll probably be the only thing people will listen to. All right, we're done.
Well, Russ did a great intro. I'm going to bed.
Maybe I'll play this another time.
That is a nice fucking car.
Well, thank God they're by the Pack and Mail. Oh, that's not a Mercedes or a BMW. It looks like it's a Corvette.
Yep. I'm not a car guy, but look like a Corvette.
Well, obviously I'm not either because I called that a Mercedes or a BMW, and it was clearly neither one of those.
Jesus Christ. Sir, you could have just like threatened her with a gun. You didn't have to put it to her temple. So I read, interesting fact, this scene is based off of a true story.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, what's the name of the person that overheard it? Anyway, this guy at a party apparently said that he got robbed and he was wearing Versace. He was more scared of getting it dirty because of his wife than he was of actually getting robbed.
Really?
Yeah. So she, the writer or director, or if she did both, is she the writer and director?
Amy Heckerling?
Yeah.
I don't know if she wrote this or not.
Okay, well, the writer had to put it in there because of that.
Well, when you say that, actually, Paul Rudd got mugged, too, while he was filming this movie.
Really?
Yeah, they stole his backpack, and it had the script for this movie in it.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's ever turned up.
It's like these facts, like, just... Like, I did no prep for this, and it's like these facts are just like, hey, I just happened to cycle through. Hey, Paul Rudd got robbed at gunpoint. Cher's getting robbed at gunpoint.
I feel like we're doing a better job of, like, doing the research shit while we're watching this.
Yeah.
Than if we, like, actually researched it before then.
Yeah, it's just a shame that the rest of it's just coming apart at the seams. I've confessed, like, at least 3 crimes.
That is correct.
We've maybe talked about this movie and added, like, anything in depth, maybe 5 minutes worth.
Did you point out the fact that Cher has 60 costume changes throughout this movie?
No.
I know you referenced the plaid, but apparently she changes 60 times in this.
Damn, really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Oh, here's another one. Actually, this happened earlier, so I kind of missed my chance. But when they were in the kitchen, Paul Rudd was wearing a KU baseball cap, which is a nod to his alma mater, the University of Kansas.
Oh, okay. I had that one in there too, but after I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it now. But hey, thanks.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Man, another thing that we are missing in our lives is a personal masseuse.
You know, I've never had a massage before.
Oh,
like
really?
From a professional, yeah. You've
just had the sensual massage?
The sensual massage that resulted in my son.
That's how it always starts.
Wasn't just a back rub. Wow, Christian Slater. There's a name you don't hear very often.
You know, I thought Christian Slater was going to be this huge megastar. And then, like, now, when I watch him, he seems like he just is trying to rip off Jack Nicholson's whole shtick.
Mm.
I mean, he's made some good movies, but for the most part, he's just doing his best Jack Nicholson impression.
I never really thought about it.
Yeah, just watch him in something next time, and then you'll notice. I mean, it's a shame because I thought he was going to be big, but now I've seen him in shit like he was pretty good in that Mr. Robot show that had Rami Malek in it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I seen him in something where he plays. There's a show called Dirty John, which I think is hysterical to begin with. But
the name of that show is great.
But he played this based off a true story this doctor and his wife are getting a divorce, and basically the doctor's just treating his wife like shit, so she ends up killing him. And he plays the doctor.
Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm. Lucas, did you ever go through that in high school where you thought you had a connection with somebody, and then when you found out you didn't, it just broke your heart and just crushed your world?
I don't think so. I ended up marrying my high school sweetheart, which was the worst mistake I ever made in my life. So,
and if you're listening, how you doing?
Yep. That is actually right there, them Jinko jeans, right there in the middle. That's me. That's me as fuck.
I never dressed like that in high school. I would say, well, I'll get into that here because there's a certain character in this movie. I think he's getting ready to come up here that like, when I see him, I'm like, man, that dude is fucking. Yep, there he is right there, Christian. I was like, man, that dude is fucking dressed to the nines. I want to dress like that. But then I realized like I was poor as a kid and I couldn't afford to dress like that. So I just continued to dress like I was straight out of a Nirvana video.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. Even though that was pretty much like 4 years past its prime, that look. But
I can never keep up with fucking fashion trends anyway.
Well, I mean, neither can I. I still wear the same thing I've worn for the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, most of my shirts are from, like, I still have shirts from fucking 8th grade.
I don't. My weight has fluctuated way too much for me to hang on to anything that long.
Good Lord. I can't imagine dressing that nicely in school.
No.
Either one of them.
No. But Christian has a whole Rat Pack vibe thing going on, which I've always kind of dug that look. And I seen it, I was like, damn, that dude, like, I want to dress like that guy.
Yeah.
No way that was happening.
So it turns out I was way too young. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's our outlet slide this time.
Just this time.
I can mute you at any
next time I'm getting muted.
Yeah. Or I'm just going to shut him up right now.
I didn't know, probably because I was a lot younger when this came out. This movie is just one big sexual innuendo going on.
Like, what do you mean?
It's just all about sex in this movie.
Well, that's what high school's about, isn't it? I mean, everything else takes a back seat.
That's what high school was like for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
bring this around to what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was all about, like my grades and everything else kind of like, I'll take care of that when I get to it.
Yeah, for me in high school, it was, I was hoping to get some pussy.
Which is a reference to role models, which you can listen to in our catalog of episodes we currently got available wherever you get your podcast. I see what you did there, and I like it.
Nice. Yeah, for me, Halo 2 came out when I was in high school. So it was video games, like Xbox Live just became a real big thing then. So online gaming, staying up all night, pussy. That's my high school experience.
Yeah, see, mine was trying to get laid, running the streets till God knows what time, partying, school.
Stealing shit from parties.
Yeah, stealing pink flamingos out of somebody's yard.
Whoever it is going to fucking hear this somehow and be like, that son of a bitch, I knew it.
I will guarantee you that the person that we stole those from will never hear this episode. I don't even remember that person's name. That tells you how important they were. But I've got their pink flamingos in my house somewhere. Did you know that Harvey Keitel was considered for Cher's dad in this?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not.
No, I mean, like, I think they did okay with Dan Hedaya, but, like, that's just a completely different vibe with Harvey Keitel. I guess they didn't offer it to him because this this is like right as like Harvey Keitel is having that career renaissance where he was in like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction and Can you imagine him just telling Cher like to clean a room and he says, "Pretty please," with cherries on top, "Go clean your fucking room." Like he says in Pulp Fiction.
I probably could.
Yeah. But yeah, see,
God,
look, he's got the fucking hat. I was like, damn, dude. Like, I would totally like to pull that look off. And I will go on record saying my favorite outfit of Cher's in this movie.
Right there.
Yep.
We got Paul Rudd. He's going to need him a trapper keeper.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of young men, when this movie came out, needed a trapper keeper walking out of the movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just read that dress that you're referring to.
Yeah.
There. Calvin Klein reissued it in 2010 because of the popularity of it. Like, this movie had resurfaced as popular in recent years. So they had to come back out with that dress because the popularity spiked.
Really?
Yep.
That is a fun fact. I didn't see that in my notes at all. Do you know Jeremy Renner was up or considered for this role too?
I don't know if he's sleazy enough.
I don't think Christian's sleazy at all. Like, actually, like when I first seen this, like I was expecting them. And I'm not spoiling anything. I mean, this movie's fucking 26 years old. Everybody who's going to listen to this episode's probably seen it, but I didn't expect. I expected like them to be the couple throughout the movie. I'm trying to not spoil it and spoil it at the same time.
Well, I mean, I suppose our younger audience probably hasn't seen this.
Oh, damn, remember, like, I don't know if you remember this or not, but do you remember when ska was a big thing for a little while?
Yep.
It had like a cup of tea as like everybody listened to it. The Mighty Boss Tones. I think this is who this is.
That would be I think you're right. Ska was never really my thing. Like the one that comes to mind is No Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking about ska. And I kind of like No Doubt back in the day. Now, modern day No Doubt or Gwen Stefani, whatever. Awful, but I don't know. You ain't
no holler back girl, are you, Lucas?
I ain't no holler back girl. I had this talk with somebody recently. It was with Tina, my girlfriend, that the 90s had the best variety of music. In my opinion.
I don't think I could argue that.
You had a whole new genre that came out that was fucking super popular in grunge. You had 90s R&B, which is the best R&B, hands down.
Yeah, hip-hop is starting to take off.
Yeah, I mean, you had Tupac and Biggie, two of the biggest of all time.
The GOATs.
Then you had, you had Tom Petty was big then. I'm just saying that one because that's the first concert I ever went to. So I just feel like the 90s had the best variety of music. Mm-hmm. Also, the fashion sense was fucking awful looking at this movie.
Well, except for Christian. He's dressed to the nines.
He looks like he's part of the Rat Pack. But he does seem kind of sleazy to me. I don't know.
Like Jeremy Sisto sleazy?
Who?
Jeremy Sisto sleazy?
Jeremy Sisto?
Yeah, he's the guy who tried to pick up or left Cher for
oh,
that,
yeah.
Much
not quite that sleazy. Man, I'm doing a great bang-up job here of knowing who the people are that play these characters. I wonder if part of Cruel Intentions, going back to that, was from this. If you're catching my drift with the stepbrother here.
Yeah, we'll dive into that towards the end, but yeah.
You ever done that? You ever gone somewhere with a friend and they just left you?
Too many times to count.
So you're just awkwardly standing there like, hey, how's it going? How's your mom and them?
How mama and them. Yeah, I've been there. That was me at many a high school dance.
You know, I didn't go to I went to prom. And I was sick as shit. I had 102-degree fever.
God damn, you're always fucking sick.
It's my life. That's why I didn't think I was going to survive COVID.
Yeah, let's see. You were sick. Were you sick when we did last week's episode? Or were you just getting over something?
I was getting over it.
Yeah, he had fucking COVID. Your fucking health is derailing this program.
I'm sorry. I'm really shitting the bed on this podcast.
It's your health or the quality of the actual show is derailing this program.
Listen, I'm enjoying this. Also, that guy is clearly on speed because there's no music playing. Oh, wait, yeah, there is. But he's still on speed.
Maybe he has the music in his head and he's just going with it.
Honestly, I dance to music in my head randomly when there's no music playing.
I could see that. Does he have the same car as Jeremy Sisto's character? That Corvette? It almost looks like the exact same car.
We don't have the budget to be buying different cars. Let's just go ahead and give him the same one.
And there's another relic of the 90s that my son will never know about is the cassette tape to listen to music.
My favorite part about the cassette is after you played it like 100 times, the fucking audio quality went so far downhill that you had to buy a new one.
Yeah, I had a friend that he would listen like every Tuesday. We would go to the local record store and he would buy like a couple of cassette tapes, and he always seemed to, like, every fourth or fifth one he would buy, it would fucking get eaten in his tape. Like, he had like one of those stereos, the home stereos that had the tape deck built into it. So it would always eat the tape the first time he played it. So he'd end up taking it out and snapping it in half, and he would just go buy a new one.
Jesus.
Because he'd get so pissed off.
I like how he's just hanging around the ex-father-in-law or father, his old father, just hanging around his house because he's probably rich.
Well, I think he's in this. He's interning to be. I think he's going to law school, and he's an intern working for him.
Mm.
Yeah, he is. He's learning. He's like going to school to be a lawyer, and he's kind of learning the ropes from his former stepfather.
Makes sense. You're not my stepbro.
Now
this is how pornos happen.
It is how pornos happen.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. Now I'm just like trying to like.
Now you got porno in the mind.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's a spoof of this movie at somebody's local adult video store.
I would hope so. I wonder what they call it.
I have no idea.
Because, it's got to be something kind of close to the...
Yeah, it's got to be a pun on the name of the movie.
Yeah. Cumless.
Yeah, that would be something like that. I was actually looking up to see if that was still her stepbrother or her ex-stepbrother.
I think it's
ex.
Yeah. Her fucking closet is bigger than my whole house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting ready to say the same thing.
There's another relic, although it's kind of come back a little bit.
What,
Polaroid.
bacon cookie? Oh, Polaroid. I thought you were like talking about baking cookies in the oven. Like, I don't remember that ever going away. We just did that. Like, I actually want to do that tomorrow.
That does sound good. Actually, Tina's birthday was recently, and I made her a pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh, damn.
So, got my bake on recently.
You know the shitty part of that? How long have you and I been friends?
Since 2004.
Where's my pumpkin cheesecake?
Do you like pumpkin cheesecake?
It sounds delicious.
I usually buy you a couple beers for your birthday when we go to rock concerts.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, that's cool, too. Actually,
I mean,
I have a shirt spelling out Ohio with...
all kinds of beer. I like it.
Yeah. I like to drink a bit.
That reminds me, I got me some Devil's Cut
Oh, did you?
that I'm going to enjoy on the 4th weekend.
There you go.
Look at that fucking yard. What the hell is that? Is that a cannon?
That looks like one.
I want to go swimming.
I hope it's not that pool where somebody threw up.
Is this dude gay?
Yes, he is gay.
Okay.
Thanks for spoiling this for everybody.
Well, that wasn't my intention, but he just kind of, the way that he said Spartacus kind of ruined it a little bit for me. Or spoiled it, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, actually, they reveal that in just a couple of moments.
A little ahead of the game, my bad. My feet are cold. Well, here, cover up your feet, bitch. I'm trying to watch the movie.
I have also done that.
Yep. I'm trying to be sexy and fall off the bed thing.
Mm-hmm. That or I
almost feel
just
like-
kick it out of bed by my dogs, and that happens too.
I almost feel like this is you trying to show like a great movie to Jen. You're like trying to show it off, and she's like, "Hey, let's go to the bedroom." You're like, "But have you seen this movie though?"
Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment.
Knock me a little kiss.
Now, see, that seems a bit smug the way he did that.
Yeah. It's kind of rude. So here's what I don't understand. So she was like saving herself for the perfect guy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the perfect guy? Is that what they're trying to tell? Is that what they're trying to tell us?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
See, Lucas, if you just would have given it like 3 more minutes, Donald Faison explains Christian to everybody. I don't think I've ever rode in a car with somebody that drives that bad.
Yeah, me either. Well, my sister was pretty bad back in the day. Sorry, Danielle, I love you, but you were a really shitty driver at one time.
Does she even listen to this show?
She does.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She really likes it.
Oh, good. I just remember your sister like just getting really, really, really bad road rage.
She still does.
She's like, for road rage, she's the gold standard to me. Like I have gotten plenty pissed off. Like I have followed people just to purposely flip them off. I've gotten so upset that I've let my son flip somebody off. But your sister's the gold standard for road rage to me.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
Now, personally, for me, I think whenever I think of this movie, this is probably a very strong contender for the I Drink Your Milkshake Award for me. But this is the scene that I always remember most from this movie is this scene here.
Yeah. So, Heckerling. That's the name I was trying to think of.
Yeah, the director.
Yeah. This scene is based off of... the freeway scene was inspired by Heckerling's own fear of driving on the freeway.
Really?
Yep.
You know, it's weird how some people just can't do it.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people they refuse to drive the highway.
My mom's like that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a mutual friend of the show that's the same way too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now, after I said that I wished I could have dressed like Christian, like I couldn't pull those outfits off anyways. I was too fat.
Oh, come on. Big guy's got to look swanky, too. Jason Priestley.
Another relic of the 90s.
Yep. Man, Ty is just trying to have a fucking orgy with all these people.
I don't know if I'd want to be her friend. She always seems to attract danger.
She does. And then these two fucking asshole guys are just trying to dump her over the fucking railing.
And that guy seriously looks like he's about 40. Like, he has no business messing around with a teenager to begin with. Oh, there's Don and Ed at the fucking mall again, flirting with the high school girls.
Well, apparently dumb high school girl was all about, getting flirted with.
I wonder if those guys, after that happened, like, come on, let's go get an Orange Julius.
This would be me at school the next day. Like, man, I almost totally fell over the fucking rail.
Well, like anything that happens in high school, it always starts out like there's the truth, and then it gets manipulated, and it becomes something much greater, and it's what they're doing here. Like, did you just catch that? Like, they asked Cher, like, did you hear that Ty almost got murdered by gang members?
So, when I was about to get my ass beat for the skateboard, maybe there wasn't 8 people. I don't know. I remember it as 8 people, but maybe there wasn't. Maybe it was just one big guy that wanted to beat the shit out of me.
Who looked like he was the size of 8 people.
Yeah. I owe him my life. Well, maybe if you weren't, like, suggesting that those guys dangle you over the fucking balcony, you wouldn't owe him your life.
Right. Goddamn, Travis. That guy's as smooth as a speed bump.
Wow, she's turning into a mean girl.
You know that movie got suggested to me that we do at some point too.
I've never seen that movie.
That movie, like, it's not really in my wheelhouse, but that movie's fucking great, and I think we should at some point. Yeah, it's really good.
Huh. I never thought I would hear Russ say that Mean Girls was a good movie.
I had never seen it until my wife watched it a few years ago. I was like, damn, this movie's fucking awesome. And it reminds me of a lot of the girls I went to high school with.
Oh, well.
Because she went on a kick where she watched Mean Girls and then she watched Jawbreaker with Rose McGowan. And, like, yeah, it's, like, not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mean Girls is probably going to come up at some point.
Okay.
And maybe we can get a female perspective on the show, since it seems like every time I've tried to book an extra guest for us to do this show. Like, there's been extenuating circumstances.
Always. Oh, hey, there you go. He's wearing his KU hat.
Yep.
There she goes driving that fucking super nice brand new Jeep again.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that look like the Prime Minister of Britain?
Oh, Boris Johnson?
Yeah. Fucking Boris Johnson's in this? Oops, my bad. Oh, shit. I'm thinking she probably should never drive.
No. Cher nor Dionne, they would thrive in this era as high schoolers because they would just have Ubers and Lyfts.
Mm-hmm. Well, she did try to call for a taxi, so I guess kind of the same concept.
Well, except, Ubers, like, those could be nice cars. Like, I've ridden in quite a few nice Ubers.
Yeah, you and I both.
Mm-hmm. I can't hate on Cher, though. I failed my driver's test the first time, too.
I did,
of course, I never ran into a parked car or almost hit a fucking bicyclist. I actually, I failed mine. I was trying to, like a light went from green to yellow. Instead of like slowing down, I gunned it through the...
When I failed my driving test, I ran over a cone in maneuverability. Got that shit stuck in my wheel well.
See, I passed that. No problem. It was just the fact that I gunned it through a yellow light, and then I also took turns too sharp.
I apparently turned my turn signal on too late. That was the only thing I did wrong in my driving.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I had the driving part down. I just couldn't do the fucking maneuverability. Paul Rudd really is the hero. He's always saving the fucking day.
He is. I think he's incapable of playing a slime ball or a douchebag.
Because I feel like in real life he would never be one.
No, I don't think anybody would buy it.
I certainly wouldn't.
Now, I'm having a really hard time, and this is why I would have liked to have had, like, Jen or somebody on. Like, I have never been, like, never liked somebody, but, like, nothing ever really came about of it and been so hung up on somebody. Unless there's something to this story that they just never go into, like they had a one-night stand or something.
Well, it seems to be. I don't know. Maybe they're like making us assume that happened.
Maybe. When I was doing the research on this, like, I don't read a lot of, like, English literature. Never have. I don't know if you know this or not.
You're not big on the English literature.
No, but
okay.
That this has a lot of similarities to the Jane Austen book Emma.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what that book's about, but apparently it's very similar to this, huh?
I know it's based on somebody named Emma. And I don't know why I don't even know why I brought it up, but I think we should have touched on that much earlier. But all right, buzzkill.
No.
I was just like we just like got real silent there.
Well, I'm sorry. I was also doing research as I'm watching this and listening to you talk about it.
Yeah, see, it's been a while, guys, since we've done one of these, so we kind of gotta
get back into. Well, I mean, this is the first one we haven't done face to face either.
That's true. Although now that we've both got the vaccine, we can start doing more of these more often.
It's true, except for where we normally record is hotter than fuck. So.
Yeah, it's seriously like it's a fucking like it's some kind of like prison cell.
with
And
fun.
with a TV and recording equipment. I just kind of picture like if Shawshank Redemption was told in current times, like this would be the perk that the warden got Andy, would be like recording equipment. Instead of like, or Red got Andy, would be like recording equipment instead of like the posters and the rock hammer.
Mm. I wonder, you ever feel like, have you ever felt like this? Like you taken from somebody from obscurity and they become a monster?
Yeah, you.
That is correct. That's the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, I was like, man, before this podcast, you were such a loving human being who cared about everybody, and since people all over the world have heard your voice now, you just become some fucking prima donna. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Now I can't drink regular coffee. I must have Starbucks.
Yeah.
I actually did have Starbucks today. It was delightful.
I can't do it, man. I drink regular coffee here. Like I have noticed since my wife makes a mean cup of Joe, and like there's been a couple times where I've been in a pinch and I've had to go to the local gas station to get it, and it makes you realize how good you got it at home.
Mm.
Uh-oh, do I see something happening here?
Porno.
Well, not a porno, but
Oh, my bad. Actually, that's how I look at Paul Rudd too.
I think everybody does. I guess we can have this talk now. Like you can kind of sense that she's starting to fall for her ex-stepbrother now.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy or no?
I would say no. Because there's no real like family connection. I mean,
I get that. There's no bloodline. They're not related by blood. And, like, he's not even part of the family anymore.
Right.
But
I guess if they, like, grew up in the same bedroom, before dad was rich, that would be kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not happening because they're loaded, so.
Right.
I don't know. Like I still have that in the back of my mind. Like that's my stepsister. Used to be a stepsister. Yeah. The minute I hear sister or brother in the title, done. This can't happen.
But what if your step sibling looked like fucking Alicia Silverstone back in 1995?
Well, see, there's a second rule though too. Like he's in college and she's in high school, and I have this thing where like. I always had this age difference thing. Like, once I turned 18, like, I refused to date anybody under the age of 18. Even if it was, like, 16 or 17, couldn't do it. And, like, that would even be, as I got to be, like, 20, 21, 22, like, 18 would be really pushing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now my wife's, like, 4 years younger than me, so basically 4 years is the cutoff once I hit like 26.
Wow, you creeper.
Yeah.
She's so much younger than you. Yeah, I'm with you on the once I turned 18, it was nobody under 18. And then I tried to date not too much younger than me. I failed at that once, as you know.
Right.
And it didn't turn out well. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, I don't know. Being in college and dating a high schooler almost seems counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
I would be annoyed more than anything because you're an adult and you're dating like a child.
Right. You could go buy a pack of cigarettes if you wanted to. And then, like, if you're dating a high schooler, you had to go buy her a pack of cigarettes, too, because she couldn't do it.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, I would be curious to have like somebody like somebody like send us an email or comment on the Facebook page or something like that. I would like to get some other people's input on that, but I couldn't do this. Even if she does look like Alicia Silverstone, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I have principles, damn it.
You are a man of principles. You remember that? The old wheel in the fucking TV with the VCR?
Mm-hmm. That's another thing from the 80s and the 90s.
Yep. And it was always heavier and shit because the TVs were so heavy.
At my high school, there was a couple times where I was instructed to go get TV VCR cart from the library where we kept them. And there was one that always had a really bad wheel, so you always had to compensate for like the turn. Because if you're going straight ahead, it'd always veer into like the wall. So you had to like kind of get it back. So you're constantly just like fighting with it the entire time you get it to class. And that's when also during a class too, like you'd have like essentially to watch like a 2-hour movie would take like 4 school days.
Which was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Like,
you always wanted that shit.
My high school, my senior year, we convinced our teacher to let us watch JFK, and it took like a week and a half to finish it up because JFK is like 3 hours long.
Yeah, that is a long ass movie.
That's a good one though. It's fucking wild and crazy, and I think we should do it at some point.
Very factually wrong.
Oh, it's
but very good.
It's batshit crazy, and I love it. It's flaws and all. Now they did a Clueless TV show.
Really?
And the girl that plays Amber, the red-haired girl, was in the TV show. Her.
Huh. Was she in anything else? I don't recognize her from.
I only remember her from the Clueless stuff. And I think it's really a reflection. Not so much on her acting, but like she never really had much of a huge career. That the two things that she's renowned for are the Clueless movie and then the Clueless TV show.
She was clueless as to how to make her career take off. Another bad dad joke, sorry.
Oh, look at Travis giving up the dope.
It's a pretty nice little bong he's got there.
I've MacGyvered one of those honey bear bowl bong apparatuses before.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. This thing's hit like a champ.
I have one that glows in the dark. I don't use it anymore, but...
Also, you bought one.
I did.
See, back in my day, we didn't have all this fancy, like, dispensary bullshit. Like, if you wanted a honey bear bong, you had to make one. You had to craft one yourself.
The old Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's like
can.
when you see those movie montages where they're building a sword. You see like a blacksmith like pounding like a hot knife. Shit like that.
Russ, you're a Viking.
I am.
You're a Viking lord.
Damn, look at that air. Looks like they're all doing the same thing now.
Oh, yeah. It was probably some synchronized thing. I wonder if California is actually like this, because obviously we're not in California. You just fucking randomly run into people just skateboarding.
I don't know, man. Like if I were to pick anywhere in the United States, like I would probably lean towards moving out to the West Coast. It just seems like my kind of vibe.
Real chill and laid back.
But it's also super expensive.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So until somebody decides to pay us to do this, that's not happening.
Yeah, hey,
which we are for sale. We are for sale.
We'll move to California.
Yeah. Another thing I was researching, Breckenmeyer and Brittany Murphy were both on the King of the Hill as voices.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What did Breckenmeyer do?
I had it, and then my fucking iPad decided to do something else.
Live TV, folks.
They were Joseph Gribble, Brittany Murphy was pre-puberty Joseph, and then Breckenmeyer was post-puberty Joseph.
Nice.
And of course, Brittany Murphy was also Luann.
Mm-hmm. I knew that. Fuck, he does look like Forrest Gump.
That guy in the room with him looks like a real shithead, doesn't he?
Yeah. He looks like he's very uncomfortable. I have no idea what's going on here.
They're looking for the September 28th files.
Guy is a fuck, isn't he?
Now, I could see this ending up totally different if Harvey Keitel played the father. Like, that guy probably would be in a ditch somewhere dead.
Mm-hmm. Do whatever you want with your butts. Oh, okay.
Cue porno music.
That's not porno music, but that's our go-to whenever somebody's like
Careless.
making out.
The opening of Careless Whisper is Lucas and I's go-to to cue the porno music.
Mm-hmm. God, look at that fucking staircase. I'm just in awe of this of the money in this movie.
Yeah, it is. It's like Wall Street, but like the happy side of being wealthy.
Yeah.
Like you can just fucking destroy like a Jeep, a brand new Jeep, and like, yeah, so what? If that were me, like, it's like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? Like, my Jeep's ruined.
My kid comes home like, I failed my driving test and I hit a car. Like, you fucking did what? It's a $500 deductible.
At least.
Yeah.
And you took off without staying?
You just asked if you should write a note?
I do wonder if that driving instructor, because that's technically a hit and run. They just committed a crime.
And he was accessory to that.
He actually did the crime. He's the one that got behind the wheel and drove away. She pulled off to the side of the road.
That's true.
Damn, Paul Rudd's got game. He's coming on like Kobe Bryant in the NBA Finals.
Walking out of there with 5 championships.
Oh, here we go.
This is actually perfect. This is a nice little awkward fucking teenage hookup here.
Well, not a teenage hookup because he's in college.
But is he north of 20?
I don't think that's ever really explained in this.
Yeah, we don't know how old he is.
First time I seen this, like, they got fucking married.
Oh, she's 16. Okay. That makes it even more kind of gross.
Yeah, I really want to get I really want to get some feedback on that aspect.
It seems a little rapish. A little statutory rapish.
But we also don't know how old Paul Rudd is in this, too. If Paul Rudd's 18, like, it's still weird because it's her former stepbrother, but I know plenty of dudes that have dated, like, that were 18 that dated a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
If he's 20 and she's 16, now we're getting into, like...
illegal territory.
Yeah, that's international waters, and there's weird shit that happens in international waters.
We're coming. Why is that lady in a fucking suit?
Because I don't know. Because apparently she feels very comfortable in a
She
suit.
looks like she'd fight a bitch for that thing too.
I'd like to know where that wedding is at and what kind of money those teachers make, because that looks like that's a multi-million-dollar wedding.
Right. Unless Cher convinced her dad to. Oh shit! Jenny just caught the bouquet. Sorry.
I've never seen anybody fight over a bouquet at any wedding I've ever been to, even mine. Like I don't think any. Like I think when Jen threw her bouquet, I think it just hit the floor and then like somebody just eventually picked it up. No one wanted to get future married at my wedding. They wanted no part of that.
They were looking at you like, oof. But then it turned out great.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now that he's off the market, we want nothing. Oh, Amy Heckerling did write this, so.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Good call. All right. So are we going to do the categories now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what would be your vote for the King Kong Ain't Got Shit on Me award for the best quote of the movie?
It's got to be the one that everybody remembers this movie for. Well, actually, there's two of them. Whatever and As If.
Yeah, I'd say As If. Just because like I've used it from time to time, still like in a joking way from this movie. But yeah, it has to be As If.
Yeah.
Damn,
I mean, it's a pretty well, like when we were, because we're from the 90s, really. It's a pretty well known line from this movie. Anybody that's seen it back then, that's how they know it.
Twink Kaplan, who is that?
I don't know. That's a fucking awesome name.
We'll have to look that up before we wrap it up. Okay, so we're in agreement. It's going to be As If is the winner of the King Kong Ain't Got Shit on Me award for best quote.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much that's going to be the winner. So what would you award the I Drink Your Milkshake award for the best scene of the movie? I think I kind of dropped mine during the scene. But what would be your favorite scene of the movie?
Honestly, probably, I don't know, probably the high school party.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Just because I don't fucking know. I don't have a good answer for you. I don't know. Like, I can't really come up with a best scene for this movie. Maybe when Paul Rudd and Alicia Silverstone finally get together.
I thought you were going to say that you thought that was your favorite scene in the movie because you found out I was a fucking common criminal as a youth.
That is fucking great, dude.
Mine is the freeway sequence. Like I said earlier, like every time I think of this movie, that's the scene I always think of. It's actually pretty funny. I've also been in that kind of scenario too in high school where somebody we were riding with almost got us killed because they were a fucking horrible driver. Not quite Dionne bad, but still pretty bad.
They accidentally pull out on the highway.
Yeah, they didn't like yield to traffic and.
Twink Kaplan was the lady teacher.
Oh, is that Miss? Is it Geist or Gist?
Yeah,
that's a very unflattering picture.
That's what's on IMDb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I actually after I seen it, I was like, that's probably the teacher. Speaking of the teacher, the Lou Brown so I'm going with the freeway sequence for best scene. Are you going with the party?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the party.
Okay.
Because it kind of, or like the robbery scene, since that was based off of something that actually happened, which is fucking like the whole story of it is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
That a guy was more scared of his wife getting his Versace fucking dirty or Armani or whatever it was.
Well, I probably would be scared shitless too. That's a lot of money.
It is.
The Lou Brown Give Him the Heater Award for Best Performance by a Bit Player. I'm rolling with Dan Hedaya as the dad. I like that dude in anything he's in.
Fuck, I can't think of his name. We talked about the guy that was on Scrubs.
Oh, Donald Faison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
really
Donald Faison in this.
Yeah, I do
he's
too.
like, because he's kind of exactly what you would think he would be in this movie. Kind of like the conscience of everybody, but also kind of a dipshit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's a good one.
For me, it's him.
Okay. So yeah, damn, we're splitting the categories again. It's like the old days.
Well, I mean, we are doing the old school thing and, watching a movie together.
Yeah. The last award, who wins the movie for you?
It's Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, yeah.
She is this movie.
I agree. Like, there's certain roles that I think that were written with a certain actor in mind, and if you don't have that actor or actress, the movie, you can't do the movie, and I think this is one of them.
Yeah.
Like, well, first off, this role, like, catapulted her into superstardom, and, like, I think the rise of her career just is baffling. She went from being in, like, music videos to being, like, one of the in-demand, like, top young actress in Hollywood. I mean, back when superhero movies weren't a thing, she got cast in a superhero movie.
True. It was an awful one.
Yeah.
It wasn't her fault it was so bad, but yeah.
Nah.
It was...
But I think that, yeah, just like this, like, the fact that, like, Cher has, like, lived on, like, this is still an iconic movie from 95. It's timeless, and it really, it's one of those movies that, like, it's still, like, even though, like, we joke throughout the watch along, like, we'd see, like, the cordless phone or, like, the old cell phones and, like, the VCRs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you take all that stuff away, like, you could take this movie from 95 and make it today, and it's still the same movie.
Yep.
Just switch a couple things over. And
yeah, just modernize it a little bit. And
yeah. And I mean, the fact that, like, a lot of the reason why this movie works is, actually, not a lot of it. The whole reason why this movie works is because of her.
She's, her journey going through what it's like in high school to try to find
love.
Trying to find love. Trying to figure out the whole sex thing in high school. Going to parties, getting new friends and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's relatable.
Right.
And she makes it believable that she's actually in that role,
Mm. Yeah, so Alicia Silverstone has to win this movie. Although I'd give a small consideration to Amy Heckerling, just because she made this after the third Look Who's Talking movie, which should have killed somebody's career. And I think it killed Travolta for a little bit, his career. But
Has he ever recovered?
Well, no, after the Look Who's Talking movies and stuff, he went on that fucking run where he did Pulp Fiction, Get Shorty, Phenomenon, Michael, Broken Arrow, where he was just on that huge run for like 5 or 6 years. So
I totally forgot about that movie, Michael.
Yep. Probably like season 21 of this show, if we can go that long.
We'll do Michael.
Yeah, we'll do just a John Travolta retrospect where we do Michael. Then we'll do like Rhinestone Cowboy, and then we'll do that movie Gotti that has like the horrible Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Was it like 5?
I think it's like 2.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, gang, I hope that you enjoyed this watch along. I hope it's not too much of a train wreck. We're going to get back to normal next week with the standard categories where we break down the movies a little bit. We're doing Independence Day to celebrate the 4th of July. That's one that has been talked about quite a bit. And fun fact for everybody, that was when we first decided to do this show, and we were going to do try to do movies close to a day that, whether it's like a movie's anniversary. Independence Day was the first thing that came to mind. Like, if we are close to the 4th of July, we have to do Independence Day. And
has the greatest.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say has the greatest presidential quote of all time in it.
It's up there, and I think Independence Day turns 25 this year.
Every time you remind me of how old we are, it hurts.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to eventually do Lethal Weapon just so we can like talk about how old we are. We just keep cracking I'm too old for this shit jokes.
I think that movie came out before I was born, by the way.
It did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming up. Independence Day is coming up on July the 5th. Then we've got some stuff coming up here real soon. We got some real good ones coming up real soon for you guys. We're gonna do another superhero movie the following week, so I'm not going to spoil that one. And then if you guys want to follow us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, we did tell you guys what we're doing at the end of the month. We're doing a really special episode. It's kind of a combination of the 2 episodes we've done so far, the styles, so that's going to be kind of fun. So looking forward to that one too. And Paramount's it's another Paramount movie, so come on, Paramount, get us the royalty checks.
Yep, start firing them checks in here, buddy.
All 5 people that listen to the show, they're going to be renting this stuff on Paramount Plus. So, but yeah, if you guys like what we're doing, please leave us a review on Apple if that's how you listen to us. Like I just said, you can get us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can write the show at couchbrotatopodcast@gmail.com. So there's that way you can communicate with us too. Let us know what we're doing good, what we suck at, which I'm sure is probably a huge laundry list of stuff, especially after this. Yeah, just hit us up. We want to hear from you guys. So until next Monday, we will talk at you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Deuces.